box seating area. We have about 280 seats here. The thought was that this would be a good area for the horse owners. We were selling the boxes at the beginning. We got zero interest after the first year. We have 280 seats there. You can see during simulcasting there's no need for them because people want television to see the simulcast. So the seats overlooking the track are, for simulcasting purposes, relatively useless in terms of simulcasting. You'll see for the nighttime version who actually utilizes that area. This is our ground floor area, track level. This is called our paddock cafe. You'll see off to the side is the paddock, and out front is the racetrack. So this is a popular area for horsemen. It's right on the ground level. You can walk right out and see the race right in front of you. Also have mutual windows there. And again, a glass window wall similar to what we're going to propose at the new facilities. But it's no tiered seating, it's flat seating, tabletops. Again, people walk right out the door to an apron with the overhang. So that's during our simulcasting. Now we're Friday night, which is, we race Wednesday through Saturday nights. Friday and Saturday are our two biggest nights for live racing. Again, this is the teletheater area. This is about 7:30, quarter of 8. So we're about halfway through the live card here. We probably had about 30 people in that teletheater during the afternoon. You can see here as we scan through, roughly about, actually a little bit less in terms of attendance in there. And again, you can see, the type of finishes that we use will be very similar for our new facilities in terms of the quality of the furnishings. We're going to go up to the concourse level now, take another look. Again, if you're looking out where I am, that would be the racetrack side. A lot of people sitting down, they're watching the TV sets. They're not watching the race happening out in front of them. We probably have about 45, 50 television sets there, mutual windows. The concourse width, which you'll see on our plans, is roughly the same as what we have here at Grantville, a little bit smaller. It's about 30 feet here. It's about 24, 25 feet in our new facilities. You'll see, again, people, the next scene will be people at the countertop bar.
What time of day was this?
This is during our live racing. It's about the fourth race. This is roughly getting close to 7:30, quarter of 8, so it's about halfway through our live racing card. This is a countertop which we have overlooking the track. What we're proposing at our new facilities actually runs the length of our concourse area, as opposed to here. This is sort of in the center, and there's only about 15 to 20 seats here, but our plan is to have it run the length of the concourse so people can overlook the track. And again, it's a nice viewing spot for people. They're looking right over the racetrack. Right below them is the box seating area. And again, this box seating area would be equivalent to what we're proposing in our facilities, the tiered seating in the plans, which is labeled the clubhouse, upper clubhouse. Right here we have approximately, I think it's 280 seats.
How many would you have in the concourse?
I'm sorry?
In the concourse?
How many people?
How many seats?
There's probably maybe 120 or so. It's a little bit larger than what we're proposed here.
It's flexible. It's wide open space. So we can add tables, we can take tables away, we can push 4 tops together, we can push 2 tops together. That's the point, is to create flexibility rather than fixed seating.
And so this box seating area, again, about 280 seats. Again, this is, live racing is happening right in front of us. We don't charge for these seats now. They're free. They're nice. They were originally designed as box seats. You can see as we scan it on both sides, you see a few people going down.
They all have TVs too?
Some of them do. We've taken them out of a lot of them. Those are some private boxes right there that we do sell. We sell about 6 or 8 of them. But they do have TVs there because, again, they were originally designed as box seats. So, again, we could take just a quick look.
Tell me what area Pennsylvania? Is this in Philadelphia area?
This is right outside of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Harrisburg.
Yep.
That's in.
It's central
It's the
Pennsylvania.
state capital.
It is the
Right.
state capital, correct.
And what's the SMSA? How many people live in the Harrisburg area?
It's well, the
Just the gaming age population.
gaming age population within 30 miles of there is about almost 300,000. It's very similar to what Austintown would be.
And our definition, Mr. Chairman, of gaming age population is an adult 25 or over. And that's only because that's an easy census tract to pull from census data. So it's not total population that's 25 years old and above within a 30-minute drive time of the facility.
So how far from downtown Harrisburg is
It's
this?
about 20 miles,
Not absolutely close to that.
18.
How far from Hanover Shoe Farm?
It's about an hour, a little over an hour.
And the closest racetrack to that facility is what?
Probably Parks in Chester.
Okay.
And actually Charlestown. Charlestown's about a little over an hour and a half south of us.
Thoroughbred tracks. I mean,
Yeah.
the Pocono facility is about an hour and a half north, which is a harness track.
And again, our average attendance, again, we don't, people don't pay for attendance, so there's not a necessarily tracked attendance, but, you know, using a rule of thumb of about $50 per capita, our average attendance, day and night, this is not just for live racing, day and night, is probably under 700 people. I can tell you on this night that we were out here, on the Friday, day and night, we handled in the building about $100,000 total. That's on simulcast and live. We did about $35,000 on our live races. The rest of it was on simulcast. So that equates out to maybe an attendance of about 500 people day and night on that. And I think you saw that was somewhat reflective in the views of the seating areas. This is our paddock area. This would be almost identical to what we're proposing at Mahoning. It has 14 available stalls. Behind the lights you see there, obviously we race primarily at night, that's why there's lights there. That building behind there is where the jockey's room would be. All our racing offices, racing secretary's offices, the racing commission offices will be in there as well. As we noted before, behind that will be a large parking area that we envision being used for horsemen, so there's easy access into the racing building, and then there will also be a connector to allow them to come into the grandstand building. And right below them is where that paddock cafe is. If you're looking where the camera is, right below it is that paddock cafe, so people coming in there have direct access out to the paddock, again, a popular horseman area. And the walking ring will be very similar to what we have envisioned for Mahoning.
The little red building there, is that for ponies?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it was just the last scan is this is our paddock cafe at night during live racing. Again, right outside you can see the tote board behind it, so they're at a track level view. Again, it's not tiered overlooking the track at all, but most of the people that are looking at TVs right above them, simulcast races. The doorway there on the left goes to the casino, so you have easy access. Window wall, there's a nice covered apron there.
Capacity of that is?
Of that paddock cafe room is probably less than 100. I think it's about 88 on the loose seating. And then you can see here as we scan down with the finish of the race, you can see people, again, a smattering of people for the outside for the race, but you can see there actually is a fairly
What was the temperature that day?
Actually, it was in the mid-50s that day.
And how many days do you have? Do you race 200 days?
200 days, basically 4 days a week, 50 weeks, 51 weeks a year.
And that's set by the statute?
There is actually, the statute's higher. We have an agreement with the horsemen to go lower.
So there's an escape valve?
Yes,
if there's-
with agreement with the horsemen.
Has it ever gone below 200?
Yes, when they were doing the construction of the building, we had to, I think it went down to maybe 160, 170.
And the size of the track here? Is
1 mile dirt track, 7/8 turf track.
So you have a turf track here?
We do. It was built in the late 70s.
By whom, do you remember?
I do not know. great turf course though. We have a $500,000 turf race coming up this year. So again, this is the finishing shot. Just people on that concourse, outdoor concourse area. Got a nice, nice little crowd there. And people will, again, come out for the race and they go back inside. And again, no tiered seating there, just all flat at level.
So
type
July,
seating.
how would this look in July or June when the weather's
We
bad?
get a nice outdoor crowd. We get a nice outdoor crowd.
10 times as many people? Or
No,
five,
again,
three?
our attendance on a summer day probably is again a summer Saturday. If it's nice, might be in that 700 range.
What
If
about
that.
Kentucky Derby Day?
You're gonna be busy. Every track is busy that day. You're gonna get maybe a couple thousand, but again, that's Kentucky Derby Day. While your number is high, a lot of it's in and out, hit and run, and because we have night racing with Kentucky Derby, basically everybody leaves after the Derby and doesn't stick around for the live racing. So that's a busy day, but it's an all-day event. And it's a hit and run a lot of times.
How many, you have table games here?
Yeah, we introduced table games almost 3 years ago.
And how many slot machines do you have?
A little 2,400.